Second.
So
Of course, school committee's here.
yeah, I think we'll skip over to the modification for the Weston High School Science Wing. So who's presenting for Weston High School?
We're all here and we can answer questions for you. We don't have that much of a presentation. I'm Rick Manley, the chair of the school committee.
Okay.
So I can,
You've got to forgive us, we don't even know what we're supposed to be, what you want to talk to us about, so.
oh, we were told you wanted us to come, so we're here.
What are we talking about?
Outdoor amphitheater?
Yes, yes.
Amphitheater.
The amphitheater changes that were made in the,
Yeah.
I think you've seen the literature and the drawings that were checking on the drainage and so forth.
No?
You probably coming right
So, in the board's packet that was emailed over the weekend, there was a copy of plans that were submitted with the site plan application for the construction of the amphitheater, the amphitheater.
What is the amphitheater?
So, on the backside of the science wing, adjacent to a terrace that the planning board approved back in 2011, a amphitheater was constructed with funds donated by a Weston resident.
Just a minute, that's past tense, so
Yes.
are we just looking at this, or what are we doing? If it's already done,
Yeah, so this
What are
is
we doing?
already done. In the board's packet is a letter from the building inspector that basically said that he's reviewed the work, that he signed off that it meets all building code requirements, but that procedurally, they never went back to the planning board to amend the 2011 certificate of action, since this represents a change to the property. So that, he said they needed to come back to the planning board in order to
do what?
amend the COA to allow for,
Well, here's my
What is
question,
there?
if it's a change in the COA, why are we seeing it after it's finished?
I think there was a misunderstanding at the time it was done,
By
that,
whom?
that it was,
Because I'm sorry, but this didn't, there was no communication, so where was the misunderstanding?
I think there was a misunderstanding with regard to the folks handling the project at the time this was done, which was August, with regard to whether or not any further, approvals were necessary here.
The people
Can I
doing the
just ask,
project.
what, I mean, it says here that the change is minor. And none of us know what the minor change is.
It's all over these drawings. It's
Well, what is the
whatever
minor
it
change?
is,
I mean,
it's
I'm
the
looking at this and
amphitheater.
it's the amphitheater. Is it
It's an outdoor
plantings?
classroom.
No, but is it plantings that were different?
There are different trees.
Different trees.
So that's actually
But
what
what
the
are all
change
these
was?
things?
those are granite.
Oh, so it's more than
Seats.
trees.
There's six. Well, that's what the outdoor
But-
classroom is.
Okay, but were they in the original?
No.
No, there were
No.
2 magnolia trees, and instead there are now 4 sugar maples.
Okay, all right, so that seems like minor stuff.
Yes.
But how about the seats and things like that?
Wood deck and,
And were they,
No,
that?
they
was that-
weren't in the plan because we had a donor that came.
Oh, okay.
But-
Okay, so-
All right, I get from
And
that.
you didn't meet.
So it was a little bit
what,
more.
when was this finished?
It was probably finished in September. Well, you received some letters, Joe, did about it in the summer. You didn't meet in the summer. We had a date scheduled to come, I believe, in September,
Yeah.
and that was postponed till
By
now.
whom?
Not by us.
Not by us. Who postponed it?
That was done because of
And why is
the,
everything passive voice? Who postponed it?
it was a decision of the, you and I had actually discussed the timing because we didn't have the materials in, we didn't have a formal application, we didn't have a letter from John Field yet, itemizing that there was actually a violation of the COA. So that got delayed so that John could put together the letter, we had requested enforcement. He put together the letter, which is in the board's packet, identifying that indeed it did violate the COA, and that they needed to come back, submit an application for amendment to the limited site plan. And that was subsequently done with an application that was submitted back on October 2nd. So took some time to get everything.
When did it start?
In the summer, probably the
When did
beginning
this-
of August.
When?
Probably the beginning of August.
So you had, the construction started at the beginning of August, which meant that you had the plans in July?
Possibly July, like after your last meeting.
Well, our last meeting was the end of July.
So that's
It was,
when-
construction, you didn't have the plans until August, and then it was finished by the end of August?
or beginning of September.
I mean, all it is a series of 210 blocks and some trees.
No, but it's a change in the, it changes,
Just looking procedurally.
And we understand.
We
Yeah.
understand that.
well, this says 6/22. That's the date on the drawing.
Well, I should say that there were other issues as to exactly if the donor was going to make the donation.
Yeah, but if you'd taken 15 minutes to talk to us in late June, early July, you know what it looks like? It looks like you just sort of blew us off.
Well, I can assure you that's not what happened.
Yeah?
And that is the
Really?
misunderstanding that I was referring to. I don't believe that the folks working on this for us were aware that we needed to come in and see you. And we've had a discussion about that, and we understand that that should have been done.
On the other hand, can we look at what
Yeah.
is, since it is a limited site plan?
Well, I don't think there's
And is
anything.
there- But is there an impact on traffic? I mean, let's just look at what we actually review, a limited site plan.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't, yes, it does.
Right. I mean, very naughty.
I assume there's no lighting. Okay, that's
So
it.
it's mostly a landscape. Yeah.
Could we not have these misunderstandings anymore? I mean, in situations like this?
Rest assured, we'll do everything we can to be sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, I move that we approve this amendment.
okay,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not.
This is what happened, though. This is the fall field lights all over again.
This is not. Yeah.
He doesn't like this. I just think it was. Okay.
You don't change the.
You know, we tried really, Mark Sensor and I really tried to get that done. And this was, I think we did a much better job. And you too. I think
I mean,
very
it
upset
was
about
Jerry
that.
that for a month.
Very upset about that.
Knew about this coming down the pike, you didn't tell him.
Yeah. I mean, Mark and I wrote that giant protest in August. We said, we protested this. And then they sit there and they say there was a misunderstanding. There was no misunderstanding. Mark and myself, I don't know what was going on. This was under construction last summer. They never consulted the permanent building committee. They just circumvented everybody. They didn't touch a single base. They completely went around the permanent building committee. They completely went around the planning board. Mark Sensor and I wrote a letter, and we said, this is outrageous, you need to come in front of the court. I don't think we've ever been in front of the building.
Yeah, I don't want to say
I don't think we
anything.
have.
How many nights does that mean?
But once they're three, it's water over 10, they, you know, they got away with it. They got away with it, because guess what? Nobody held their business fire. I know who didn't hold their business fire. God, they didn't hold their business fire. That's her. And everything is in passive voice, they're misunderstanding.
What's this online? What's the name of the website?
Come on. But the whole reason for permanent building was to do exactly this.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
My grandchildren will be checking out.
They started in July.
That's great.